What's up, everybody? It's Yvan again. Today's topic is called working against gravity because we're talking about working against the flow of nature, meaning forcing, imposing your own will against what is natural. So here are a few different examples, right? So let's say you're in medical school, you're studying, and you have an exam, and you're trying to do 1,000 practice questions. You're trying to do 1,000 practice questions so that you can see every topic and feel a sense of comfort on the exam. That's working against gravity. Right? Instead of learning things right the correct way, re-encoding it into your brain, knowing how to learn, you worked against gravity. Now you're trying to force it. You're trying to force it towards the end. Another thing is like going to medical school and not learning how to study, right? So you're using all these different strategies and you're doing practice questions and flashcards, and you're wasting a lot of time because you didn't learn the principles behind studying and learning how to put information in your mind. Another example is just living in this world and having poor relationships, always struggling because you never learn how to be likable and charismatic. So human beings are always dealing with other human beings. We get jobs, dates, friends, opportunities, and experiences based on likability. Likability is a skill that no one practices, and charisma is not magic. It can be practiced. But if you don't practice that, you're working against gravity, against what is natural. Instead of trying to force and control and manipulate, you should just learn how to be charismatic, charming, likable. Right? That's working with gravity as opposed to forcing and manipulating, which is working against gravity. I have an example. There's this guy I saw, or I know, that was saying that, man, this is how likability can save you. He was actually driving to the gym, and this guy was speeding, man. Maybe, let's say it was like 80 miles per hour. That was the speed limit. This guy was going 100. And the cop stops him. He says, "Hey, sir, you know how fast you were going?" He said, "Yeah, I was speeding." He said, "Why are you speeding?" He said, "Officer, I just took some pre-workout. I'm going to the gym, and I am pumped." Right? And the officer laughed, gave him a warning, gave him a ticket, but let him go, right? Because he knows that skill of being likable. The officer could relate. You ever been in a rush? You have to go somewhere, you're gonna be in and out. The officer could relate to that situation. So that's a form of working with gravity. Another example of working against gravity is, let's say you have a business where you're trying to sell, and you want to sell you want to sell a product to the world, but you don't understand the psychology behind sales. You don't understand the psychology behind why people buy. So just forcing your vision onto the world without actually understanding what people want is working against gravity. That's actually why a lot of artists, why you hear the term starving artist, because an artist is really good at their craft, but they never learn how to sell this product. Without understanding that, it's like there's no true direction, right? So you can throw a boat into the ocean from America and you can just hope it lands in Sweden, or you can put a map, right? You can use certain coordinates to propel that boat along the right path so it lands to Sweden successfully. So it's taking the luck out of things. So now you understand the concept of working against gravity, working against nature, trying to impose or force or control instead of learning what's necessary to succeed. Same thing happens in relationships, y'all. So you're in a relationship, you see someone that doesn't want you, you're trying so hard for someone that doesn't want you, and you have someone else that's over there that wants you, that you're compatible with, but you're so fixated on controlling the situation or having this certain outcome that you sweat for this person or this girl who will never like you and it'll never work, right? Or trying to control. So if you're trying to impose your will on someone, like let's say guys don't want to get married and the girl wants to get married, and the guy's will is that he doesn't want to get married, the girl wants to get married. So instead of finding someone that also wants to get married, the girl may try to talk him into wanting to get married, why it's a better option for him. But that's working against gravity, because there's people out there that want that desired outcome. So guys, you always have to work with gravity if you want life to succeed. And then here's an example that applies to this life, right? So working gravity can come in the form of not really learning from experience. So you fail an exam, you don't learn from it, and then you repeat the same process again. You lose your keys. You say, it's just a one-off thing, but you have a trend, or there's a trend, a pattern of you losing your keys, right? And you're not learning from it. That's working against gravity. You're given these opportunities or these situations to teach you to improve and better your life. Get in trouble and not learning from it. Let's say you were speeding or whatever and not learning from it. So it's crazy thing about life is that life does not let us skip second grade. So meaning that you're gonna go through the same lessons a million times until you learn your lesson. So when you see patterns, that's the source, that's God, that's the universe, that's whatever you wanna call it, giving you a blessing, giving you an opportunity to overcome that situation. Working against gravity is how we fall into trouble here. Another way we do it, I know some of you guys are watching this in medical school or medicine, is just getting sick. The human body works with nature. So we have a system that the body follows to maintain the harmony of the cells. So when you tax your digestive tract with inedible foods, fatty, greasy foods, drinks, alcohol, all this stuff, and you poison the liver with unnatural toxins, you force the human system to have to invest a lot of energy to recover and recuperate. So you know what foods kind of get you down. You know what foods give you that brain fog. We still eat them because we work against gravity. We want to force it. Our body already told us, responded to us and told us that it doesn't like this, but we want to force it. We're working against what is natural. And working against gravity, or the natural function of the human body. This is how we come to a lot of these disease states. Liver cirrhosis, scarring of the liver, right? You get damage to the liver because what? You're drinking alcohol. Heart failure, you're stretching and dilating the heart because you have too much weight on you, and the body has to work harder and harder. Or pulmonary fibrosis, you're smoking, right? And you damage the lungs. Diabetes, you have too much sugar and it messes up your blood vessels, it clogs your blood vessels. So these are all ways in which we work against gravity, because the human system has to invest a lot of energy to save us, right? Because we're putting poisons into our body. Working with gravity help you relationships, get into the right relationships. It'll also prevent you from falling sick and help you listen to your body. So guys, if you can take something away from this video, is you have to work with gravity, not against it, meaning go with what's natural. So guys, that's the video. Thank you for watching. Yvan out.